such such as many times throughout the series. So it goes to the Game Theory channel again. And of course, this one is involved a theory about his Nintendo theory. Remember when I say that the dog does things that are unexpected throughout the series? And not as still well trained, but not as much? Well, it's because the dog is actually built by Dr. Victor, aka the same builder as, of course, the same guy, the same person who built Terraformer. I am not even joking. This goes back to long time ago. In fact, there actually is an evil clone of the dog. So yes, the dog is a machine built by the Victor guy himself. This actually points out two theories that he has. His FNAF theory that he once thought, Michelangelo being a robot, but in reality is not really true. And of course, the evil clone dog is sort of a little bit of a reference of the two-part videos that he once believed that Mario from the Super Mario series was actually, the word that starts with letter, a word that starts with letter P, and of course, it's a word that obviously stands for the first word of the title, crazy. Yes, there's one point where MatPat thought Mario was a psychopath. Now, that usually will belong to the theorizer. Well, originally MatPat thought the idea. Yes, he thought at one point that Mario was a psychopath. If you want to watch those videos, just look up the evidence. It just proves how far away he's gone from his channel. Next, number 16, we have something else. So, let's just listen to this and tell me if that does not ring a bell. So, in the middle of a crazy world, Unleash, the two brothers, Terraformer and Ultimate Terraformer, yes, his name is Ultimate Terraformer, decided to go on a adventure. And of course, the adventure includes the Fearless Beast, right? No, includes themselves. The Fearless Beast go on a similar adventure, but not with them because they're bad guys. Of course, a hero wouldn't go on adventures with bad guys, but there have been events in comics where the hero has been teamed up with the villain. Anyways, while there, of course, both ways, they meet a dangerous, the most, the most, the most meat-eating dinosaur you can ever be familiar with, the T-Rex itself. See, the T-Rex, just like the Fearless Beast in their journey, can start chasing them similarly. That they get out alive. Yeah, they finally survive against the T-Rex, just like the Fearless Beast in a previous part. Anyways, they unfortunately fall down, and they discovered that the adventure they have, similar to the Fearless Beast, was actually it was actually just there to, you know, see if they can survive against the wild. They, of course, do agree to do it again, but this time you go to a place that is a lab. And what they see? Well, nothing else. But nothing else but, of course, 6 robots that are the exact same robots as them. And they figure out it was impossible until they realized that there's multiple of them. So, they decided to open up the glass cages that they were in and decided to see that they would help them. They didn't agree because, understandable, because they're bad guys. And so they worked together for the Fearless Beast. But then something interesting happens. They get to form into a giant robot, which it's called the Fearless Beast Mecha. The Fearless Beast Mecha then face against their new creation, the Crusher Machine. They easily lose against the Crusher Machine, and it shows. But then they right back up and finally defeat the Crusher Machine. This story is inspired by his most newest video on his Film Theory channel, that the mock stars in Space Jam, like that movie, by the way, both in like its sequel, of course, would be worst if they return in said sequel. Yeah, that kind of theory. We're just getting started. Anyway, moving on. Number 14. So, we done game theory and film theory. What's next? Oh, food theory. Yes, food theory. Matt Pat's newest channel that he has added. So, we're not gonna waste our time here. Let's get to the chase of it. This story is actually, I was inspired by this story by the Infinity Gauntlet. In the story of Crazy World Recreated, this is the 7th main series in the timeline of Crazy World. But the way we'll say this: game theory and film theory now has gotten better, I say, with its theories, has more proof of its evidence of its theories. This, like I said, like I sort of said in the last number, I, of course, wish that food theory was heading this direction. But anyways, this story from Crazy World Recreated tells a story of a new character who's been added. Actually, new thing because it's not really a character. Yeah, not everything added to the Crazy World universe would be a character. Now, Thanos, the weird purple-like thing, yes, Thanos. His story is sort of similar, but you never get to see it physically. You only get to see it immensely. Well, not immensely, but you actually get to hear about it in the storyboards. Anyways, it explains that Pickle Man has found that this machine with fire, and it gives him an upgrade. It can use its power to pretty much melt down anything that's made of ice. Hence why it's called the fire upgrade. Anyways, of course, this upgrade helps him have good abilities. This is based on this would be closer to the film fairy, but actually you'd be wrong about that. See, Pickle Man, if he's too control of the power, he becomes evil. See, I let this lay to food theories because one, he's a pickle, and two, him taking almost control the power sounds similar to the fact that Matt Pat thought the Kool-Aid Man was gonna be the next Marvel bad guy. Yeah. 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 This continue on the list. Number 13.